Hi, everybody. This is Tina. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm going to be talking about Project Life. I'm going to be sharing with you guys. I'm going to shut my window. There's all this construction going on outside my house, and I live out in the country. So this construction, oops, hold on. Okay. All this construction outside and tearing up of roads, I'm not liking. I like my nice, quiet country life. So I'll close the window so we don't have to hear that. If you guys are watching, if you follow the link over on Facebook, any of the places that I posted, make sure you come over to YouTube so you can chat. I would love for you to say hello. Hello, Cat Creatives Corner, such a cute name. I want to share Project Life, you guys. I've gotten some questions and some concerned emails that maybe I'm not doing Project Life anymore because I really have not shared anything in probably 6 weeks. And so I thought I would just jump on here live and chat with you guys. And I'm hoping you guys can ask some questions or chime in because I would love to chat with you guys about Project Life. Hello. Is that, you must be a crocheter. Is that what that is? Your name is popping up. And I'm on a little bit of a delay. Just so everybody knows, I'm on a little bit of a delay. So I kind of will be talking and then I'll stop and chime into what's happening in the chat. So just so you guys know. So I have not, I tried crocheting, but I never could get it. Isn't that funny? I tried several times and I just never could catch on. Like I can do it, but they come out crooked. Like I can't ever get anything to come out straight. Yes, I'm so glad to be talking about Project Life too. So I'm not sure your name because I'm just going by your YouTube name, which is Expand a Family. So thanks for stopping in. Kathy. Oh, Kathy, that is from Kat's Creative Corner. I'm sorry, that Kathy is on my team. So she's on my downline team. I'm so glad you're here. I didn't really realize that was you. And Deborah is the crocheter, which I wish you lived close to me. I don't know. I might be a lost cause with that hobby. So if you have a YouTube name that's not your name, if you could let me know what your name is so that I don't, so I know who I'm talking to, that would be fantastic. So I have not posted Project Life, Memory Keeping Friday. I've done a few things. Last week I talked about my Project Life plastic organization, and I shared an ultimate guide with you guys. And that was a little bit of Memory Keeping Friday, but it's not because my album isn't done. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I've had a couple emails and a couple comments on YouTube where people are like, are you not doing Project Life anymore? Where's Project Life? Did you quit? I have not quit. So the first thing is that my big project recently has been this mini album. So let's set aside my family album. And this is a mini album that I did, and I actually did a class on it. So I am going to give you a little bit of a tour of what I did. I'm not going to go into too much detail class. And so I live call last week, kind of showing my finished, looked at the finish of it. And I've been having so much fun with everybody who took the class, and we've been putting this together. And the class was $35, and then there ended up being 11 videos, and I still have more videos to post. If you're from my class and you're watching this, I know I have Saturday and Sunday to post. I promise to get that done this weekend. Because we live in the middle of nowhere and they're doing construction, I think that is why we're having internet problems and my internet is running really slow, is because I think it's the construction that's happening across the way from me. So they are adding lines like crazy because we have a housing development that is going into our little town. Our town has about 800 people. So it's a really small town, and it's kind of a big deal when anything happens. So I was focusing on this album. So this is, the class was about loving these moments, and we used a Project Life kit. This was the Good Vibes kit, and everybody purchased the kit and the accessory kit, and then I put a video out for each day. So I did a I took photos all week. There was a week that we took photos together, and you could either take photos with us or you could use photos that you already had. So then we put this together. I did a video for each day. We did some dividers, and we used that kit and just had a lot of fun things, some different techniques. We did some embossing on some cards. There were some die cuts that we used. Some tips and tricks on cutting your cards up and using them was part of the class. We used some enamel dots and some of the accessories that came in the kit. This is where we embossed. So these were photos that I had taken that day. I talked about journaling and how every day is not a good day. Like every day, these cards that we get sometimes are kind of funny because this says love every moment, and it's a picture of my laundry that piles up. Like I just feel like there's 5 of us in our family. So I feel like I blink and the laundry piles up. So I talked about how I approach, like I don't like doing laundry. I hate it. It's the one household chore that I do my laundry, fold it, and put it away in a heartbeat because I hate it that much. So I talked about how I approach that and how that's an everyday moment, but I don't love it. So even though the card says I love it, how I approach journaling that and telling that story. Some other pages that we did, they were real simple. We just dropped photos and cards in, and then we did this. This was fun, where I let the picture hang off of the divider. I just created these dividers from cardboard. And then we went in here. So this is the weekend, which is the one I haven't, I have the video. Oh, that's for this tab. I haven't been able to get it uploaded. So this is a huge reason why I hadn't been engaged in our family album, is because I had been putting this project together, and then I was putting that class together. So it was my main focus. So that was this album right here, and they were some everyday photos, and it was in one of the little craft albums, and we covered it. So that's what we did there. So that was a big project. And then, of course, you guys, I've had school that started. The holiday catalog was getting ready to come out for Stampin' Up, and I'm a full-time Stampin' Up demonstrator, so it is my actual day job. I pay bills with Stampin' Up, my Stampin' Up checks, and they help our family, and I'm super grateful for that. But sometimes, I'm trying to get this all in frame here. Sometimes there's times that are busier than others. So the holiday catalog came out, and like everybody else, you know, I got busy getting the kids settled into school. Andrew started preschool. Violet started first grade. My middle daughter, Violet, is autistic. So there's always some transition that happens when anything new starts. So that's what's happened. So this is my second album, and I plan on this weekend writing up a blog post and taking photos. And so as soon as I get that done, I'll link it in the information below, so you see photos of when I share closer up August, July, and August, because we're getting ready to go into September, right? So I will do that so that you guys can see the details of it. So this is my second album. If you're new to my channel or you've not been watching for very long, I always do 2 albums per year. So this is July through December, and my January through the end of June is all complete already. It's already done. So the journaling's done, the embellishing's done, everything's done. So now we go into, did I grab the wrong one? I sure did. Well, this is the first one. So this is January through June. I'll just give you guys a little, we'll just do a quick flip through. I'll show you a few pages in each month, and then I'll grab the one I'm currently working on. So this is January, and you can see everything's journaled, everything's embellished. Let's flip back here to like February. Some weeks are less embellished than others, just because if it's a busy week, you know, I sometimes don't get to it. A difficult month for us, so I did some journaling. And this is a 6x12 insert, and I do like a little running calendar where I put some details of life. And then on the back of this, I usually insert cards or memorabilia that I want to keep. This month, I decided to do some journaling on the computer, and because my husband, he had emergency surgery. Here's that insert right here. It was kind of a big deal. He had 3 surgeries, but the first one was an emergency type situation. So that was documented. And so I kind of wanted to, March was kind of a blur for us. So I wanted to document that. And then you can see like right here, I have this. Hey, Carolyn. Carlin is also on my team. So I'm so glad that you caught it live. So you can see here, I do need a photo. And to be honest, you guys, this is a moment where this photo, I have this photo. I just, when I was uploading photos to get them printed, I somehow missed this photo. And I probably, because this goes up on my shelf when I'm done with it, this will probably never get into the album. Like, I'm just going to be honest, because everything's pretty much done with this. So you can see I have some things in here. I did a insert of our home. I always do a tour of our home every single year. I usually do it in like February or March. So I was late this year doing it, but I always do a tour of our home and I take photos all around our house because our house changes, you know, things change and I want to document those changes. So again, back here, then here's another insert in May. I do the kids' hands and feet. And that was done in a different design. And you can see that I just have their hands and feet in there. Here was a regular 12 by 12 insert that I did, but I did it with Project Life cards. So that, and then I had planned on, we're building a shed in our backyard, which is what this is. It's progress of it. My plan was to then do like an after, like a before and after. So you would flip it and then it would be like after. But this was back in like, what is this, May? We're still not done with it. We're not even close. So I just stuck some cards and memorabilia in here that I could keep. And June is here. And we end out June. This isn't not finished, I guess, but I meant to put a card in here. This was a email notification. And I did a screenshot of it and I was going to write something about it. It didn't happen. I moved on. This is needs, and then you can see there's still, see, this was text to Esau about Andrew, which I have that photo. I just need to drop it in the pocket. Maybe I will have to come back and do a few other things. And then I have a photo of this, Esau and his aunt. So I guess this isn't completely finished, but it's pretty much. And honestly, this may be as finished as it gets because sometimes you just have to let it go and move on. So let me grab the album that is from July to December and we'll chat about that. So usually I just leave my album out. I have a space that is just right down that way and it's my Project Life space. And I usually just have this open so that I can work on it. But recently, because there's been so many things to do with work, I haven't been able to leave this out. And so, sorry about the lighting, guys. I'll fix this. There we go. So I haven't been able to leave it out because I've needed the space, my workspace. So, here's July, and you can see it's not journaled. I journaled here, right here. I'll catch you guys up to where my Project Life album is right now. So this is the end of July, week 27, or no, this is the beginning of July, week 27. I just journaled this card. I sat to journal and I did not feel like it. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this. I'm not doing it. I don't make myself journal. I never journal as I go. So I always come back to journaling. I usually journal 2 or 3 months at a time. So I never make myself journal. I feel like my handwriting is nicer and, oh, sorry, Kathy, you gotta leave. You'll catch the rest later. It'll be, because it's recorded, so it'll be up on my channel. So my best advice about journaling is don't do it when you don't want to do it, because especially if you're doing handwriting, then you just don't feel like doing it. Your handwriting doesn't come out nice. It just feels like a chore. So I wait to do my journaling and I just sit and do a couple months at a time. So you can see nothing's journaled yet. I did these inserts through the Project Life app, and if I can remember to come back and add a card in here later, I will add a card that is like right somewhere up top in one of the corners, because I did these pages in the app when we went on vacation, and I really like doing that. I love the app. I just can't, not that I can't, but I don't want to use it for my everyday stuff. I really love using product and feeling it and like getting my photos printed. There's something about when I use the app, I just get confused. I don't know which photos I've used. I don't know really like how I did the last page or how it came out. So then I get confused, or I don't, it's just not a creative flow for me when I use the app. But what I do like the app for is adding inserts, or if we're on vacation, because then like at the end of the trip or the end of the day, I can sit and add it, and it's like a smaller chunk of, like, it's a smaller, what's it called? Like, because it's just like inserts for like a vacation, or like this was 4th of July, I feel like it's easier for me to use. So I did the app for our inserts for 4th of July. So these, this was 4th of July. So it was here, parade in the morning. Here's more of the parade. Then we did fireworks at night. And then here's more fireworks. I'm just catching up on a comment, you guys. Oh, you're welcome. You can catch the rest of the video as afterwards. It'll be recorded. Carlin, the paper for July is the Adventure Awaits kit. And the way my Project Life works is I use one kit or one set of designer paper for each month. So I find that that's perfect for me. I don't like using a core kit or one kit from Stampin' Up! Like for the whole year. I get really bored with it. But if I just do it for the month, then it's like I focus on using it for that month. I focus on using different embellishments for that month. Then when a new month starts, I can use something different and change it up. And then I feel, you know, it helps my creative flow. So for July, I used the Adventure Awaits kit. And then, so this was the 4th of July, and it was this insert right here. I don't journal in the app. I don't like it. I don't like the way it works. I like to control my journaling a little bit more. So I'll just write on this with a slick writer, or I could type it on the computer and add it with vellum, something like that. So here is where, so I have photos that I need to get from the end of July from when we were on vacation. This is all apart for me, and I've just never caught back up with Project Life. So I have some markers here, some sticky notes, and then I have several, like 4 or 5 inserts right here from the app. So here's summer vacation. This is an app page. I need to do my journaling. Okay, so then same thing, I need to do journaling right here, but here's all my photos. I did this insert right here. So this is a 6x12 insert. This page was a Design C in the app. So it was a 12x12 Design C. I did the photos, and then when I got it home, I just cut it in half and stuck it in here. So that, one of my favorite things about Project Life is the ability to layer pages. I think it's amazing, and one of my favorite things. So I loved doing this, just taking this and doing it in a 6x12, and then I have this cool layer right in the middle of my pages. So then here's more at a week. So those are all of our vacation, which is super nice. So then all of these pages, I get asked this tons and how I do them. So this is week 29 right here. That's how I document life. Okay, that's how I started doing Project Life. So I take a picture a day basically, And that's what I do. This is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Then this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And that's how I think of my Project Life album. I've tried doing it several different ways. I tried doing it like monthly, where I just dropped the photos in. And basically that's sort of what I do. But the thing is that I just think about my Project Life album like that, like weekly. So even when I was doing it monthly, I still was like dropping the photos into like the appropriate week almost. So I do fake photos. Like this photo right here, it may not have been taken on Wednesday. It could have been taken on Monday or Friday, but it's the photo that I chose to use for Wednesday because nobody knows the difference, okay? And nobody cares. I don't care if this was like Thursday for real, but this is just, they played in the pool every single day we were on vacation. So I did play in the pool, even if this isn't the exact photo. So that's how my weeks lay out. Then my inserts, which is the vacation from that week, go right in the middle of that week, okay? So same thing like back here. This was the 4th of July. So this was the week of the 4th of July. So this is my regular week, and then my insert is that holiday right there. Makes sense. So I have 2 photos that I'm missing them. They just need to get printed. So let me catch up on comments really quick. Yes, I do love using designer paper too. I usually do the designer paper to make cards and like make my own kit. I usually do that closer to the holidays because I really do my album like seasonally, or like whatever's happening in the month. Like for July, I wanted to use more of a summery kit. In the fall and Christmas and stuff, I want to use more of the seasonal stuff. So that's usually when I do it. So you can see that I have photos because I always kind of know where my photos go. I can print photos. I've printed twice. I've gotten home and know where photos go because I use sticky notes. I can go back on my phone and I can see what days are what and where photos need to go. But you can see I've not done any journaling. And at this point, I've not done any embellishing. So what I decided is for July, originally I got photos printed at the end of July, and my original plan was to get back with it, start printing weekly again for August, and then start embellishing. So I decided to just let it go for July. So here's the deal. Carlin said, on one of her comments, she said, you know, she's so many years behind. Like there's all of these photos from years past. My philosophy or my feeling or what I do is I just move forward. I can always go back and do stuff. But if you wait, if you're like, well, I'm going to wait until I get X amount of years done, or I'm going to go back and start, it can be very overwhelming. And then you're just continuing to get behind, and you can just continue to feel like, well, I'm just still behind. Like now I'm not doing anything current. So I'm just getting behind going forward. So for me, the thing that I'm always excited about is working on what's happening right now, because I can use my craft supplies that I have out. And it's like right now we're in the middle of holiday stuff. So our album will be in the middle of holiday stuff, and that will be exciting for me. So the best thing you can do is work on what you're really excited about. If you see like, oh, we took a vacation to, you know, Washington, D.C. 4 years ago, and I have all these photos, and I'll get an album and I'll get some cards and I'm really excited to work about it, then work on it, because you'll probably get it done. You know, you'll probably be like, oh, I'm so excited about this. I got it done. I got all the cards in and all the photos in. And like, to me, that's done. Like if I never journal this, it's done. Like it is pretty and there are photos. So I would be fine calling this done. So always work on what you're most excited about. And the thing that you're going to be able to engage in is going forward. And then once you get a handle on it, I have a really good system, a really good handle on this. I can easily go back and do other things. Like I did the this mini album. It was easy to do this, and because I knew like this isn't going to get behind, like it's not going to get not done. It may not be exactly where I want it, but it's not behind and it won't not get done because I have a good system. Yes, I do. I do have a personal, it's called my, I call it my personal progress album. I'll show you guys. for just in the spirit of being honest, the last 2 years, this is my personal progress album. It's a 12 by 12 album. And you can see, this is just, it's more personal stuff. You can see the first year, 2014, I think I got all the way to March. Not complete. There's photos missing. All over the place, there's photos missing. This was a class I took. So then that's as far as I get. So then for 2000, I think I got to March again. Like it clearly, yeah, see, like, look. So this is the personal progress album. And I was like, this is not working. So then I started in this album this year trying to do it in 12 by 12, but it wasn't working. So I have a mini, I'll take a workshop. This is the, but I will do it forever now. So I do a mini album, which this is my like personal progress album. So it's a couple things each month, whatever the topic or whatever the workshop, you know, homework is for that month, I do it. Sometimes it has to do with taking photos. Sometimes it has to do with journaling or writing things. It's the one little word workshop with Ali Edwards. And my one little word this month is thrive. So, and then you can see like there's some journaling in here that needs to go in here. This was July. And then this is August. So there's different things that I've done. This isn't something that I usually share. You can see this photo is the same as this photo. This isn't something that I share on a regular basis because it's just a more personal album, and it's more journal more in it, and I you know, it's just more personal, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. So, yeah, I love the app. I use it for photo collage. Yes, for sure. I use it for photo collage, and there's you'll see many places in my album where I use that, but I just can't use it for every day. It just is too difficult. So you could use the app for past years. That's a really good idea. And I would say it may be a little bit more work for you because you would have to like get all of your photos like into Dropbox. That would be the best place to put them. And then you could access them in the app, but it could get you through it. Get you through getting caught up quicker is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not sure what you said that you love that you share, but I get it. So I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure. So I will, I think that's Missy. And if that might be Missy from the class. It is. And I'm leaving something out or you want to ask something, I will answer that. So I do a family, this is our family album. I do an album for each of my kids, and then I do my personal progress album. So it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's really, because I have really good systems, it's really easy. Like I only get my kids' albums out every couple months, and I only do one spread per month for them. So they each have a January spread, a February spread, you know, a March spread. This photo right here of all three of them for July, is this July we're still in? Yes. So this photo I printed 4 times. I put one in our family album and I put one in each of their albums because they're all in it. Easy peasy, like 8 photos a month for each of them. I can totally do that. So we go into August. So remember my plan is that I was going to be better, like get my money back into documenting and get back into embellishing. And I would do that for August. That has not really happened, you guys. I mean, August, I can't even believe like it's over and we're in September. I started this week here, and this is what I haven't been sharing on Fridays. I started this week, and the kit ends here with the it goes into the Azure kit. So that's the next kit I used. I used this card that I had from some other stuff I had, and it says stuff of life. So my goal for this to take a bunch of photos of the different stuff in our life so I could tell the story of all the stuff in our life. I'm really big about starting with the story. Whenever I'm documenting things, I want to be able to start with the stories that are happening in our life, and I want to tell that. So you can see it didn't happen. Like, it sort of happened this day. I did a collage here, so it's 3 photos. There's us, and then we went on a drive, and we went up and saw some of the wineries. We live right by a lot of the wineries. And then we also put together some plants and stuff outside our house. So I started to do this, and then I had a black and white photo. I took this photo of the kids' back to school clothes. It just didn't happen. So I dropped all my photos in, and then I've not done any journaling. You can see I've not done any embellishing. These cards are just stuck in here. So I'm using these cards this year, and you can see, like, it's just stuck in here. It's not like down by any means. There's a photo I'm missing here. And then again, it's just stuck in here. I've not stamped anywhere. I've not journaled anything. I did a collage here, and I did print. I printed about 2 weeks ago, I think I printed. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So I had gotten photos dropped in. I probably printed on Wednesday, and you can see I have a photo right here because I'm faking it, totally faking it with this photo, but I had several of these for his album, and this is something that we do. This probably happened, this incident, this moment probably happened this Friday. But on this Friday, I went walking, and I went up way behind my house, and there's a winery back there, and I went walking, and so on that, I took a picture of my feet, my tennis shoes. I took a picture of an ant, which sounds funny. It was this big, long ant situation, and they were carrying all these things. So this is a picture of an ant carrying something that's him. A picture of the scenery, and then pictures of grapes because we were walking along the vineyards. So I really wanted these photos in here, but this moment happened later this day. Okay, but this is Friday. Okay, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Stick with me. I promise you'll get it in a minute. So this happened on Friday. I had these 4 photos. I put them in a collage, and I put them here. So I had this photo that happened later that day, and I was taking this specifically for his album to put in Andrew's album. Andrew and I take it, there's this is a house, and it says free books, and it's by this little park uptown, and it's full of books, and you get a book and you can bring it home. You can keep it if you want, but we always just borrow it, and we read it for the week, and then we bring it back. And it's this little cute thing that I've been doing with him. So this happened at the end of this, but on this week I got my photos printed, and I had this photo, which was from the previous week, and I had printed 2 of them, one for his album, and then I had thought I would use one for our album. And I had these printed, and I was like, you know what? I need a break because I'm not doing great keeping up on these things. So I'm going to use this photo for this Friday, and I'm not going to have the pressure basically of taking a photo on Friday, or if I don't remember, because my photos have just been I've not been snapping as many photos because I've gotten out of the habit. A big part of project life for me is just habit. I am constantly taking photos. It's a habit for me. And when I am being more conscious of it and engaging in it, I usually have multiple photos for the day. So that's why I did this. So it doesn't matter that it didn't happen. The story is that this is what we do on Friday. So it's totally fine. And I may have ended up having a photo for this Friday that I took, but that is a way that I give myself a little bit of a break. And I'll just be like, I wanted to get through this week. And then I had planned on really getting things started, for the following. So for September, what happens is I go into the currently kit. So this is one of my favorite kits. I love all of the currently stuff, currently reading, currently eating. I love the colors and the feel of it. And I really felt like it really, like September, you know, it feels like that, the seasons. And then I rotate every month. So this month in August, I'm using these cards in my 3x4 pockets, and it just says week 33, and then it has a calendar, and then it's what days it is. So then the following month, I use this card, and both of those cards I purchased on Etsy, and then I just print them. So then in September, I use this card, and then I made these little circles. I just made them on the computer, and then they coordinate with a 1-inch punch. So I can just punch them out, and it just says week 37. So that way it just keeps going. And then I just attach it just like this onto the card, and then it says week 37. So I have my little circles and my cards dropped in here. I think I have that for all of September. And then I have, this is another tip. If you took my class, you know that this is one of my huge tips. I just stick stuff in pockets that I know I want to use in that pocket. So I know I want to layer this in this pocket. I know I'll need this card, and I know I'll need my week. So instead of stopping to glue anything down or attach anything, I just stick all of that in the pocket. When I get to this week and I'm embellishing, then I'll do that. So now, so this is like the end of September. This will be the end of September, and then it will go into October. So for October, again, you see that I have all my cards here. This back in August, week 36. No, I think week 36 starts this. Okay. So cards stuck in here because they'll go in my pockets. I have my calendar piece here. It's in a plain pocket. And then for October, November, and December, I'll use designer paper. And I will make my own cards. I'll cut things down and make my own cards because it's the holidays, right? So for October, I will probably be using, I don't think I have any. Well, I do. I have some right here. I'll show you. So for October, I'll probably be using paper right here. Stampin' Up! It's our holiday paper. And I'll probably use this black piece in the 6x12. I love this like spider web thing. And then I will probably use like this paper for 1 week. And then I'll do like this. I picked 2 designs. Do this and like maybe even this, something like that, and I'll rotate. So then for November, I may use this paper. This is the Paisley paper. I don't know how this opens. Here it goes. Okay, so I'll probably use this, and then I'll use the purple in the thing right there, and then I'll use like paisley and polka dots. Do we have some polka dots? Oh, well, like maybe like this would be good, the copper, and I'll do copper accents, and then I'll use like this. And what's on the other side? Like this, and maybe like just a solid. So it's real easy. I'll just pair up, like I probably wouldn't use this together. I may use like this and this together, and I'll just rotate. And then in December, this December is going to be fun. So here we are in December, and for December, I will be using this designer paper. And I'll be using, the great thing about it is when I use paper from Stampin' Up, then I have a bunch of things to coordinate. So I will have the cookie cutter, stamp set, and punch that will coordinate. So that will probably start out with this, and I'll probably just use the back side. So I'll use this and this together. I'll probably put stripes in the pocket. And then see how I just rotate this? So let's see, what are some other designs? So like maybe this. No, I'll do like this and this maybe. And then I'll do like this. So I just rotate it. Probably not this one. I'll probably use one of the other ones, but that will be super fun. And then I'll use all of the catalog stuff that coordinates. So I'll be able to put all those pages in and it'll be fun. I'll use my stamps and all of that. So let me catch up real quick. Oh, I'm so glad that you're using the app for collages. It is so easy, and you get, I mean, because you can get more photos into your album. So I really love being able to use the app for that. And if you're not familiar, I'll just leave all this because I'll clean this all up after we're done. So this is a perfect example right here of what I mean when I use the phone for the collage. So this is, there's a part in the app that you can just use a put together a collage, and this is 3 photos. So there's one here, there's one here, there's one here. I drop my photos in and then I save it to my camera roll and then I upload it to print. And then I get to capture more photos in my album, and it's not difficult at all. Yeah, so the Dropbox thing that I said, and I don't, Dropbox is on my list of things to learn and use more in the future because I do think it's a good tool. But I was saying if you dropped all your past photos into Dropbox, then you could use the app, and maybe that would be a quicker way to get caught up. So I will sit, probably in a week or so, I will sit and do all of my, I'll cut all of my paper and stuff for October through December. So that's one of the ways that I stay, I may not be caught up, like I don't have the photos and they're not dropped in and everything's not done. But because like September is already done, if for some reason I got busy and couldn't print my photos till the end of September, half the work is already done for me. The pages are set up. I'm ready to go. I leave this out in my office, in my craft room, and it's out, it's open. I set the photos on there. I'll walk by, I'll do a few things. You know, sometimes I just have 5 or 10 minutes and I'll just stop, drop my photos in, corner around my photos. I try to do everything in a batch process method as much as possible. So I'll order my photos, and then one night when I'm sitting, like that night, I'll sit and round the corners of all my photos. I'll just sit on the couch while we're watching a movie and I'll round all the corners, and then I'll set them on my album. And then the next thing that I do is drop them in the pockets. And then the next thing I do is embellish. The last thing I do is journal. So it helps me get through things. So the reason I don't have this all the way set up is because I need to order paper for it. So all the paper that I've been ordering have been for paper shares or classes, and I just haven't had enough paper to go ahead and drop these in to my album. So side note, if anybody's interested in the paper share, I do have 4 spots left. So as soon as I can order paper for myself for projects that I want to do, then I will do that, and I'll just set up these next 3 months. So easy peasy, and then I'm done. Do you print photos in the Project Life app? So the only thing that I print from the Project Life app is actual Project Life photos. So I know that recently, like within the last 2 weeks, Becky Higgins shared a tip of printing 4x6 photos in the app. So here's the deal. I upload all of my photos to Snapfish, and I have for 15 years. So I have over 10,000 photos uploaded to Snapfish. I use it as one of my ways to back up my photos. So I back up my photos in 4 different places, and Snapfish is one of those places that I choose to back them up. And so I like the quality of Snapfish. They're only 9 cents a print, and oftentimes you can either find free shipping or you can find coupons for like penny prints. A lot of times they'll do like 300 prints for like what is it, like $3 or something, like it's like a penny prints. And they're really good quality. I like being able to print through Snapfish. I like being able to print matte instead of glossy. And so that's where I have printed for years. The thing is that I don't like waiting on my photos. Whenever you upload to anywhere and then have them sent, where you have to have them sent back to you, you have to wait. And I find that I just do better with my album if I am able to do it weekly. So I still upload to Snapfish and then I print through our local Walgreens. So at Walgreens, they're more expensive, but I'm picking them up. So I kind of just eat the cost of them being a little bit more expensive. They're not horribly more expensive, but they are a little bit more expensive. I think they're 20 cents through Walgreens, and they're not the best quality, and I have to get them printed glossy when I get them printed through Walgreens. But you have to sacrifice something. So for me, being able to work on my album weekly and being able to share it weekly on Project Life Fridays with you guys is a compromise that I make with getting them printed. Now, the same thing with the Project Life app. The quality for the pages is amazing. Like, there's no doubt about it that the quality is really good. I really like it, and I'm sure that the quality for these prints would be just as good, but you have to wait. So you have to take that into consideration, and they're more expensive. I think the prints through the app are 29 cents, but I'm not positive. And I do not print at Walmart at all. So I'll be very, very honest. I absolutely hate the quality of Walmart prints. So I refuse to print at Walmart, no matter how good the deal is. And here, we just had a Walgreens that came up here in the last few years. It used to not be an option. So I used to have my husband pick up my pictures. Worked because there was a Walgreens. I'm not crazy about CVS's quality either. So Walgreens is like, I feel like it's like medium, right? Like, if I had to rate Walgreens, I would say that they're probably like a 5 or 6. So I choose to go ahead and do it through Walgreens. If Snapfish shipped quicker, if I could get my prints like within a week of sending them out to Snapfish, I would totally do it with Snapfish in a heartbeat, because they're great quality. Yeah, so Christine said she's waiting for prints from, it's not horrible. It's not like you have to wait 6 weeks, but I just don't have a lot of time. If I didn't have deadlines where I was sharing certain projects that I'm working on online, I always just went ahead and got them through Snapfish, and I was always about 3 months behind in my scrapbooking efforts, because I would get photos printed about every 3 months, and then that's what I was working on. But now, where I'm trying to do it more on a weekly basis, or I have deadlines, like I had the mini album that I was doing, and I have the workshop for my personal progress album, I just really want the photos in my hand quicker. So that if somebody does, I don't remember who was asking about prints through the app. That must be Christine. If you try getting the photo, the 4x6 through the app, let me know. Yeah, Persnickety is really fast. They are really fast. I've gotten 12x12s done through them. I've gotten app pages done through them, and I like the quality of Persnickety prints. I use the app just because it's so convenient. If I'm working on a layout in the app, then I just print through the app, and it makes it super simple. And they are pretty fast. I mean, within like 2.5 weeks, I would say, is about what I get my prints when I've done app pages. And that's not horrible. I mean, it's really not horrible. I want to make sure I say that. It's not a horrible wait, like the wait time. It's just that I have deadlines that happen in my life that need to be dealt with at a time. So a lot of times I'll be running to get photos, I'll upload them, and send them in overnight, and then I'm running to get them and coming home and working right on something. So that's, my situation's a little bit different. So here is the last, I will take photos of the last few weeks of August. I probably need to try to engage in some of this and like get my cards down. I need to do some stamping, and then I do need to do some journaling. I don't like to have more than about 2 months or 3 months worth of journaling to do. And then I'm hoping to engage way more in September, and as the holidays are happening, and the holiday catalog is now out, and the kids are in school, so things are much calmer in our house. Oh yeah, persnickety is really good. We live in the middle of nowhere, so shipping sometimes takes longer for me. I mean, like even my Amazon Prime, my 2-day ship, sometimes that will take like 3 or 4 days just because of where we're at. So that probably has something to do with it for me too. But persnickety is amazing. They're an amazing place to print through. They are a bit more expensive, but the quality is amazing, and they're really good to if something's wrong with your photos, or like if you're doing enlargements or something, they're really good to make sure that it looks good and everything fits. And if it doesn't, they contact you. I can't say enough nice things about persnickety prints. Love them. So so this is August. We're going into September. We're like here in the first week of September. I am definitely back into engaging more with my photos. This week I've decided to take photos of different things around our house, so different places. So mainly because I realized all of a sudden I hadn't been snapping a lot of photos. So when that happens to me and I'm like, oh, I haven't been snapping as many photos, like I kind of got out of the habit, I need to re-engage with my camera. I need to get it out and be thinking. What I'll do is I will think of a story that I want to tell that maybe I don't necessarily tell every week. And for me, that story this week is going to be all around our community, the places that we go, or the places that we see. And there was a deer, there was actually a family of deer in our yard the other night on Tuesday night. They came into our yard, and there was a baby deer. There were 2 baby deers, and then there were some of the bigger deers, and we heard a bunch of wrestling around in our yard. And so I was like, what is that? Like, that sounds bigger than a cat. So we went out and looked out the front door, and here were all these deer, and I snapped a photo of it. And the photo is super blurry. Like, it's not, I snapped a few photos, and one came out okay, but and then last night there was a really beautiful sunset. As the sun was going down, it really lit up the sky, really pretty. We have some smoke and stuff that we're getting from some fires that have happened that have been close to us. So the sky, we've been having like really pretty sunsets. So I snapped a picture of that. This morning I helped out my the kids at school, and I took a picture of the hallway of the school for the week we're in. So that would be, I think it's this week right here. Yeah. So for this week right here, my goal is to do all of the photos in this week will be of different places around the community, different things, the sunset picture, the picture of the deer, the picture of the school, and I'll just tell the stories of the different places that we're at. I'll probably snap one of our grocery store. We have a little grocery store, the post office, because I'm there every day. And so that's where I will start with this. And then I feel myself re-engaging with this project. So this week, I'll get back to normal. Like, this will be my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll just get rolling again. So let me catch up on comments because I've seen quite a few coming through. This kit is the Azure kit. So I used the Adventure Await kit here in July. This is the Americana kit for the 4th of July. So then Americana, then the Adventure Awaits. This is the Coral kit, is what I used for our vacation right here. This, the Mustard Green, and this was the Everyday kit. This is the coral kit right here. This was the everyday kit. The black and white was the everyday kit, and that was all in the app. This is the Adventure Awaits kit. And then into August, I went into the Azure kit. This is from something else. This card is from a different kit, something else that I do. It's not Stampin' Up! Related, and it's not Becky Higgins related. So then this is the Azure kit, which is a core kit. And I use that for the whole month of August. And then for September, I use the Currently kit. That's a newer kit, and it was sold out for a long time on Becky's website. I don't know if it still is, but this is the Currently kit, and that's what I use for all of September. And I love it. I love the fonts and the cursive, and around here, notes, has a lot of like everyday cards, currently eating, currently reading, documented. So that's what I will use. Apparently I need cards for here, the end of September. So then October, I'll use the designer paper. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. Again, I'm planning on writing a blog post up for this and taking photos of all of August and putting them on there so you guys can see. And I will list all of the products that I use, and I will link it. Everything I get is either from Stampin' Up! Or it is from Becky Higgins, Project Life, BeckyHiggins.com. There are only ever a few minor things that I use from another place, and it's only one other place. I use some of Allie Edwards' product, and I take some of her classes. So I hope you guys enjoyed kind of seeing where I am. I always enjoy talking about Project Life with you guys and answering your questions. And I would love to know you guys are albums. I know Carlin said she's behind. I've talked to her, and I have page protectors for you, Carlin. They're all boxed up, and they're sitting back there on my desk. I just have not got a chance to get them mailed yet, but I will in the next week or so. I will get them mailed out to you. But I would love to know where you guys are at, or if you have any tips about how you keep, what your system is. I really love learning about other systems that people have, because I am always looking for new ways that are helpful to me to do Project Life and to keep up on it. It's really important to me to do albums for our family and for our kids. When I was growing up, I have very few photos of my childhood, and a really neat story just recently happened. I have a cousin who lives in Missouri. We grew up together in the first part of our childhood, before her family moved to Missouri, and she had started watching my videos, Project Life in particular, and I got a package from her. This was several months ago, like 6 months ago or so, and I got this package from her, and I thought, well, that's kind of strange. Like, I wonder what she would be sending me. And I opened it up, and it was a ton of photos and a amazing letter. And she had said she had watched on Project Life, my Project Life videos, where I had said I didn't have many photos of my childhood. And she took all of the photos that she had, and she got copies of them that were from our childhood that I would have been in. And she sent them to me, and I cried. I did the ugly cry at the post office, like in the post office parking lot, completely beside myself, looking through the photos. And it was amazing. And I'm going to do something with them. Again, I'm just like Carlin, I have photos from the past that need something done with them. I have all of my husband's childhood. I have boxes and boxes of that. I have those photos that she sent, which were from, quite a few different years. Like, it wasn't all just 1 year, but it was, fan of our childhood. I have the trip that my husband and I took to Washington, D.C., and all those photos are printed and set together with Project Life cards and an album. I just not done anything with them. And then I have another big trip I went on to Utah when I went to Founders Circle with Stampin' Up. I have all the photos from that trip, again, with an album, with cards. I've just not done anything with them. So I'm just like everybody else, and I just know that there will be a season in life where I can sit down and focus on it and do it. It's just that time's not now. So I keep everything as organized as possible, and then that way I can just go forward when I have that moment. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. I actually am going to wrap things up really quick. I'm going to wait a minute just to see if anybody else had any questions, but I have to go pick up my son from preschool. And so I've got to run and do that. But I really wanted to share with you guys where my Project Life album is. I, of course, have not stopped doing it. I'm pretty, you know, I'm caught up. Well, I feel good about where I'm at. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Things get busy, like life gets busy. And as much as I just wish I could just sit on Project Life all day, every day, that would be amazing. You know, it just doesn't happen. Like things, you know, I have laundry to do and fold and put away. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and asking questions and popping in with suggestions about photo printing and sharing your experience with different places you're printing. That's always amazing for me to know. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys so much. I feel so blessed to be able to share with you guys on YouTube. And I'm almost to 10,000 subscribers. I'm on the downward spiral towards 10,000, and I am so grateful. So thank you guys so much. It means so much to me to chat with you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next week. I'll be back with projects from the holiday catalog. All of my Christmas stuff will be here, and hopefully some Memory Keeping Friday will happen next week, right? So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you guys later.